Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jester. Today we're going to review G.I. Joe Classified Sniper Marine and G.I. Joe Classified Halo High Altitude Low Opening Jumper. I've had these for months now. I actually got this last year. I've never had the chance to open it up and review it because of what happened with the Star Wars thing. And I've just been stockpiling these. So we're gonna do a really quick review on this one. As you can see, these are all the accessories that's gonna come with it. This is our deluxe. These are actually freaking awesome to look at. Did I not review her before? I could have sworn I did already. But there's the side of her box. That's really a good looking ghillie suit. Is that how you pronounce it? Then here's the Halo jumper. Oh, man, this guy is really awesome looking. Now these guys are usually running for around $35 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they're on $35. So let me go ahead and unbox it one by one, and then we'll take a look at what's going on with this one. Boy, oh boy, there's a lot of stuff here, and it's all of a mess right here, but basically shows you exactly what comes with this figure. So I'm not even going to try to kind of fix it a little bit. We'll start with the two hands. It does have two extra hands, two trigger hands, as you can see. It's got enough paint job where you can see that I think this is printed on the base color of brown because the pegs are brown, and then the fingers are just painted flesh colored. So put that out of the way. I really don't like the fact that they're molding these in separate parts, like for example the silencer over here, because it's just gonna get lost in any way. I don't know what kind of gun this is. It's kind of cool looking, but basically painted, basically not painted at all. I said that it was. Oh, look at that! I can zoom in pretty close in this thing. Okay. And it's just bare plastic, but it's got nice detail in there. And thankfully this is not removable, so that's not going to get lost on me. This is some sort of weird gun. That's a nice design. Again, no paint application. And I believe you can put either this one in if you want a silencer on it. The silencer is pretty small. Again, bare plastic. It does have a port for any kind of fire effects, but we don't have any fire effects. Maybe Hasbro will come out with something like that later on in the future. We have this knife where previously I was talking in the last G.I. Joe review that I have where the knife itself was painted silver. Well, we're back to just basic paint, basic plastic on this one. Does come with a handgun over here that already has the sniper already put in, which is probably going to get lost. As you can see, it's already warped. Wow, that is really warped over there. But at least we do have black paint on the grip. This one comes onto the stand over here. The sniper itself, it does have some paint applications, so that's pretty cool. As you can see, this black paint, black stripes and brown stripes, just to add a little bit to the variety of the gun. But I mean, look at the difference between the two though, where this one's just unpainted and this one does. It just adds a little bit to it. But again, as I previously mentioned, there is a little bit of a nostalgic kick to this one. Kind of reminds me of the old military men toys, you know, the toy soldiers, where it's just all green military men. Also, it has this communicator with the screen blacked out, so that's pretty good. This one goes onto the sniper rifle if you want to. It's actually painted black because the base plastic is green, and it comes with a stand. Oh, and it comes with these two hands. I think I talked about them already. Yes. And then it comes with this ghillie suit, which is pretty cool. I didn't realize it was just one fabric over here. And this thing's just texture on top of it. I did notice though that it's kind of tight around the shoulders. I don't think I'll ever use this, but I mean, you saw on the packaging, whoever was doing the photography was able to make it work, and it looks pretty good. You know, obviously you can't have a proper ghillie suit fabricated where it's just like tangles and stuff, because that's just not gonna work in fabrication. So, and then of course you have this carrying case, just plastic. Oh, and also the backpack. So what I was mentioning earlier, which didn't get recorded, was that one of the things I learned in the HasLab Ghost is the details are all there. All right, it's and that's really the thing that you cannot input into the figure, the sculpting details. So it's already there, but the paint you can always customize it. You can customize this toy, paint it up, make it realistic as much as you want, and then the toy becomes yours personally. Um, it will have a personal connection to you, making it much better. Right now, I really don't mind the fact that it's bare plastic because $35 is pushing the limits of what I think 6-inch figures should go into. I don't want to go into Mayfex or Mezco or SH Figure Arts because once you start going to the $80, $100 price range, I demand a lot. I am willing to spend $100 on a 6-inch figures, but I demand a lot because that is a price range that should not be approached by any kind of 6-inch figure. But when it does, and it's a topic that I want. For example, if it's a DC topic with Mezco, then yes, I demand. I want full articulation. I want good paint application. I want good um, fabric, cloth, and everything. So all that is covered by Mezco, and it's and the J&D, and they're hitting the $100 price range, which I'm willing to do, but at a certain point, I'm not. We're going to talk about more about that when I do my toy talks because I want to talk about prices, value, what are you willing to pay for, or what am I willing to pay for as a collector to get some of the stuff that I want. So let's talk about the head sculpt over here since I don't need to focus anymore. And that's the best I can do. Let me try it. So it's somewhat okay. There you go. So there's the head sculpt. It's the best focus I've gotten so far to get it close because I wanted to get close in. Seems to be focusing on the background of the hair, but see, I wanted to focus on the eyes in particular, but I guess that's the best I can do. Obviously, it's cartoonish, but there's a good enough paint application going on, especially the camos. Look at that. So I think I've said before, all the money that we're paying for in terms of paint application, it goes to the figures, and I don't mind that as long as they properly take care of the figures, give us for all that we need. As you can see, all those paint application with the camos. I don't know why. There you go. Nothing on the belt straps. It's all on the figure. What? Why does she have different colored hands? Oh, I guess to for the other face. Okay. And they brought back this old armored boots, which I kind of don't like. It's all realistic in terms of the design, so why even include that, you know? And then you can include, well, I guess this is not for her. So that's it for her face. But then it comes with this figure, this face. This one, the hat is not removable? No, that can't be right. This has to be removable. Yes, it is. Okay, so we'll deal with that later, but we'll look at the face for now. So it does have some, what do you call this? Eyeshadow, eyeliner. Subtle, but it's there. It's still within the realms of a cartoon. Not completely realistic like what's the most realistic Marvel figure that we have? I can't. That would fall into the Star Wars lineup or Marvel Cinematic, which I don't collect anymore. Hmm. But yeah, the paint application still falls within the cartoonish side. But look, you can see, you can even tell there's a blush on her cheeks. That's pretty cool. Included with the head is, or the neck is, the sculpture of the uniform. So that's interesting. So then we just remove this kind of carefully so I don't break the strap. It's kind of awkward to replace this head, huh? Because it keeps getting trapped on the chin. So remove that one from the chin. The weird thing is, like, the head is basically trapped within that hair. Okay, so remove that. And then here's the secondary, I guess, head sculpt or headwear. Nice paint application on the goggles. I think that's supposed to be the American flag. It's kind of, the glare is kind of hitting it in black and white. Yes, you don't want your American flag on your head to be red, white, and blue, because that's a target, honestly. And when you're a sniper, you don't want to be a target. Even I know that, and I don't even think military wise. So, how's the fit? The fit is excellent. Like, the fit in this one was excellent. I could not even tell that it was removable until you realize the fact that it's got a secondary headwear that's got to be removable. I think I'm gonna keep this on her because I prefer this one instead. Let's replace this head and see. The cool thing about, oh yeah, I forgot it comes off on the base. Look at that, almost seamless. The how it connects, and then I suppose, yeah, we have to replace the hands. This is $35. I have to repeat, I'm always afraid pulling this out because it's it's so strong. I don't really think it needs to be that strong, and the pegs are so thin that I'm afraid eventually that's gonna pull off. It's strong right now because the plastic's still pretty brand new, but as time goes by, I think it will start breaking off. Let's start putting in some of her accessories, which I really wish that all Joes have the capacity to put all their accessories in their persons. That way, there's little chance it's gonna get lost. For example, I don't think there's a place to put this gun with the um, silencer on, so I don't even know it's supposed to go. Yeah, it's not gonna go in there. So I suppose that goes in like that. There's nothing for the knife to go into. That's weird. I'm looking, I'm just not seeing anything. Maybe in the backpack? Nope, the backpack doesn't have it. This goes for this. So I guess what we can do is we can double this up. And then I guess I can do that. But still nothing for the knife. And is there a knife place for this one? No. So, okay, so let's talk about articulation for now. So articulation for her is up, goes pretty good like that. Down is just enough. If she's gonna be lying on the ground, I guess that's not enough, so you have to arch her back a little bit more. Thankfully, she arches pretty good on that. Not a lot forward because this thing's in the way. Same kind of articulation for the Joes. That I just realized this is a 2-pack that I'm reviewing, so I still have the mail to go to. I should have done like maybe a separate video for both of them, but I'm kind of like trying to get to this really quickly. And double jointed on the knees, boot cut, up and down. Not a lot on the up and down range. There is more on the down, but not enough on the up because of the cut, the design of the boot. Obviously, it's got some rocker ankles. For $35, you're getting all of this. Oh man, this is a 2-pack that I'm reviewing. So I'll talk about the value later on because I made a mistake. I should have made this into a separate video for both. So let me go ahead and switch to the Halo jumper. Okay, as we go into the Halo jumper, I'm gonna first start off with a single word: wow. Wow. We are getting so much for this one. This is $35. And I'm gonna get this right off my chest right now. Most of the weapons are unpainted plastic, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't mind it one bit. I don't mind it one bit, because all the details, again, that you're possibly gonna need are on the sculpt. The detailing is where you're not gonna be able to add to the toy. The paint you can. So yes, it's an extra effort that we need to do if you want to, but it's an effort that basically personalizes the toy to your tastes, and at the same time decreases the price that we have to pay, because there's a lot of stuff in this one. I don't know what these guns are called. I'm just basically showing you what they look like. They scale to the figure. They're not overly large as some toy lines would. These are removable. They're kind of tight, and I prefer it that way, but I don't even want them to be removable anyway, so I don't mind. Again, unpainted plastic, I don't mind. It's cheaper that way. I'm okay with that. Cheaper is good at this point, because here's the backpack. Again, plain gray. This seems like it does open, so that's cool that it's actually open, and it looks like you can put the helmet in there. Again, cool. The basic gun, as you can see, basic knife. I'll put that aside over there. Got a goggles that you can put on the figure. And then this one, I suppose, like any military guy out there who might know. I definitely don't know, and for sure this is not like a sleeping thing, so it's got to have to go somewhere. I don't know what that's for, honestly. What else? Okay, so we have this helmet. So I guess when he's on the ground, we're starting to see some color creep in, and while we're doing that, it does come with these. I guess this is night vision, and it does have that silver thing at the top, and which you can put this on here. Now I'm thinking, like, should I just go ahead and glue this? I don't know, because I still haven't seen why. Oh wait, this is backwards. It's supposed to be like this, I bet. It's just not going in there well. Like it's too shallow. So instead of doing the hinge thing, what they've done is have it removable, so you're just attaching it either in the up position, like so, or in the down position. The problem with that is because it's so shallow, what they did in there is that this might get lost. But, at least there's no more hinge, I suppose. That's a trade-off. But this thing is what really intrigues me, this actual helmet that they have for the jumping part. It does have a little bit of a hinge over here. As you can see, it's got the camera here on the side, so that's pretty cool. And then you have this breathing apparatus that you can clip onto him. So multiple possibilities of display. You do have the base as well, and then most importantly, the Ricky Dick parachute. It is not to scale or anything like that. It's almost ridiculous to the imagination, and it's not like you can pose him with this thing on top of him. If you have the space, it doesn't even have any kind of wire to set that up, but I suppose you can have him pose on the ground folding this up as he's retreating it and everything. Now the weird thing, it does have this thing over here which I suppose would clip to the back of the chute like this if you want to, and then basically this is on the ground and he's like folding it up as he's putting it away and all that stuff. So before we go into fitting these on the figure, let's talk about the articulation of this guy. Up on the head, it's limited by the sculpt. Sideways, again, basic Joe rotation that we've talked about earlier. This is $35. It's got a lot of, we'll talk about the detail that's in this figure. This is one piece over here all the way that loops into his thigh, so that's kind of unfortunate. But I don't know anymore if I want it to be removable or not, because I do want it to be removable because I want to see this guy just bare plastic sometimes. But at the same time, how do you accomplish that when it's got this whole thing over here? This would have to be a separate piece to that, so you can pull it down, and then maybe like a strap on maybe here, and then maybe be a strap on here, but it will make some this whatever straps on here more bulkier to keep this fitting on the body itself. I kind of wish they would do that, but you know, G.I. Joe does have the drop down, so that's pretty cool. Double jointed on the elbows, on the knees that I've shown you on the girl. Oh man, he is really stiff. I'll do the rotation on the ankle because he has a little bit more better range, as you can see, because there's no hindrance on the sculpt. And then the other ankle rotation. This is kind of ugly, but it's okay. So we'll talk about the head sculpt. I'm not gonna go completely in with him because the camouflage is gonna interfere anyway. But look at the paint application, that one with the camo and everything. And then while we're kind of close up, you can see the detail on the vest. So there's a lot of paint application on this one, but I can tell you right now, if you're a good customizer and you just want this to be part of your hobby as painting, you can even max this guy out. Now you might be saying, well, how come they just didn't do it for us? You know, it's like, yeah, you can, but then it won't be $35. It'll be like $100 or so. And it will never be the same as if you're customizing it yourself, if you're painting this yourself, because you know, properly painted, there should be multiple layers of paint here. The flatness, it shouldn't be glossy in certain parts, you know. So you can make this so much better than it already is, but with $35, I think this is. So let's talk about the value on this one. Why did I say wow? Because geez Louise, look at the display factor that you can have. You can either have him on the ground with this helmet on. And how does that work, by the way, for the military guys? Like, oh, there goes that night vision. Like, so you're coming down with two helmets, I guess, because it can't be the same helmet, right? And you either toss this, you don't want to toss this helmet with this technology on the ground for your enemies to see, right? So now two options. Either I'm going to display him with this and he's on the ground and he's about to engage, or I display him with the helmet and he's jumping, or I can display him with the helmet and he's on the ground and he's wrapping up his jumping gear. You can display him like so. You can display him without it. I want to show him off with this. Look at that. Oh, I didn't realize this thing comes off, and I don't even know if it's supposed to. I recommend gluing that. There's no reason to keep that as a separate piece. So you can completely close off like that. And then this one, I suppose, Don't tell me this goes to the back. Where does this go to? Where does this plug into? It doesn't plug in here because that's too thick, the peg. Don't tell me it just plugs into that. Wow. And then I suppose put this on here. So $35 for this one. I would definitely consider buying a second one of this for $35. And honestly, this is a good candidate for multiple troop building. Now, this is more realistic. That's the thing for me. It's not G.I. Joe anymore. This is more of a realistic military figure. And I'm not completely into that. It's a good addition for me in the G.I. Joe line for one or two figures, but I would never spend a lot of multiple money on this one because it's just too realistic for me. And then I guess this one plugs into there, and then this one can plug into the side of the helmet. There goes that camera again. This is very close to the G.I. Joe one that I had. Was it Airborne? Oh my gosh, that looks awesome. That looks freaking awesome, guys. $35, well worth it for something like this. Like, come on, look at that. And then I would display him with, not, that's too bulky. Maybe with this. Now, what is this for? It's not for the sniper here. Wait, didn't he have a handgun? And a knife somewhere? Oh, he did have, there's the handgun over there. I don't know where I put his knife though. Oh, and then of course you can also display him with this one. Oh, I already put the knife in here. And there's the altimeter or whatever device he needs, so he knows where to deploy his parachute in. I guess I could put his parachute in here when I fold it up. But yeah, $35 for these two is an amazing price. Multiple display options. So for $35, I would be willing to buy two of each because you have a lot of displays. And you can use especially for the female one, you can use the extra head for customizing something else on a body. As for the male, unfortunately, he only comes with one head, so it's not like you can customize him, but this is an awesome look. I'm going to display him like this, to be honest with you. And then the rest of these guys will just go into some sort of my bags and maybe deploy it on another G.I. Joe figure. So in terms of value, I'm going to go with this one backwards, right? Base price of base price of 10 equal to $35. Usually a value of 15 means something that you want to buy multiples of and troop build. So we're going to start backwards and start backwards from 15 because this is actually a candidate for that troop building wise. I'm not going to troop build it and I'll put it as a minus from that to 14 because it's a military guy. And I'm not too much into military, even though I'm into G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is mostly a fantastical army thing anyway, based off of cartoon. But if you're a military guy and you want to get military figures, this is a perfect troop builder for you. $35, multiple display options. I think the details are there and everything. For me, it's not, so it's down to 14 from that. From the 14, one of the other things that's preventing me from multiple building this, even though I want to get a second one, is the price. $35 is a little bit too much for me, but to troop build. But honestly, the price for $35 in this one is really, really good. Comparatively, We are now being shown a Marvel Deluxe Spider-Man Ultimate Build, whatever, with um, 3 heads, with a possible display option of that Ben Riley head. Right, 3 display options for the head, multiple hands, multiple accessories, and everything. I think this is equal to that. I can probably, maybe not for the display stand, I can probably match this against that Marvel Spider-Man. Accessory per accessory, paint job per paint job, sculpt wise per sculpt wise, and say, if this is $35, why is Spider-Man $50 in terms of value? That doesn't make sense to me. This makes sense. $35. This is a good price range for $35. It really is. It's just not good enough for me to troop build it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? As a troop builder, $35 is enough. I can't, because $35 times 10 is $350. You know, but like if they were to offer just this guy for $20, that's an even better option for me to troop build, because this is amazing in terms of the detail and its presence on the shelf. But then again, I'm not a military guy. That also prevents me from troop building. So that's from 15, 14 to down to 13. So my value in this one is above 12, because you're getting a lot for $35. Even now, I'm kind of comparing it to the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Ultimate, which they're pricing at 50. I know it's not their own IP that they had to pay for it for towards Marvel and Disney. I know, but knowing that doesn't make it easier for me to spend $50 on something like that, especially since I have a lot of Spider-Mans already, and I'm not gonna get that one at all. Does not even tempt me to do so, especially since I'm in that collecting phase where I'm starting to thin out my collection, because I pretty much have everything I want. Like for example, with the Spider-Man, does that tempt me to pay $50 for that? Well, no, because I see the value in here at 35, and it's comparative in accessories, items, and sculpt work. No, because I can look at off to my side here and I can see a dozen Spider-Man. So that doesn't, and no, because I'm already kind of winding down my collection. Those 3 no's are so big that there's not even a slight chance of temptation. If I see that on sale for $25, then maybe I will. If I see it on Ross for $15, for sure I'll buy it. And I won't buy multiples of it. I'll just buy the one. That's the value for me on that particular figure. But this one, this is an excellent figure, especially this guy. This guy, there's just like when you have these 2 in a shelf, which one's attracting you more? This one is, because there's a lot of complicated surface detail on this one. She's cool too, but because of the design of her character, where she's on the ground and she has to be minimalistic in terms of gear, she's just surpassed by the complication of this figure. I really am amazed with this figure. Yeah, for $25, if they offer it for $25, I would probably get multiples of this, at least 3. Because one of the things I learned about Star Wars and troop building, having multiples of these guys on the shelf is commanding. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it. I think I've pretty much covered everything I need to do. I'm pretty sure this is going to be over 30 minutes. I'm going to have to cut down a lot of the stuff of what I've just said. But thank you for watching. I hope you guys found it enjoyable and informative in a way, in terms of where your collecting history is, or where you are in your collection. But I'll see you guys again soon. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye.